Hey guys, it's me, Pokemon Trainer Dave, back with another guide for Pokemon Sun and Moon for you. We're going to be going over the S.O.S style of shiny hunting, or ally call, chaining. The first thing you're going to want to do is you need to know where the Pokemon is that you're going to be searching for, if you're looking for a specific one, if it spawns in the wild, and if it's even possible to get it to show up in the wild, to use this method. Some of them do not use the S.O.S method, mainly legendaries and Ultra Beasts and whatnot. But the other thing you're going to need is, after you know the location that you're going to be going to, you're going to want to pick up some adrenaline orbs. What this does is it forces the Pokemon to get nervous, and then he calls for help. Most of them will do this on their own once they get low on health, but this guarantees that they're going to do it, and you don't have to take that chance. There are only 300 Pokebucks from, I think, pretty much every Pokemon Center there is, and I'm going to show you a little trick with those too. So once you have those and you have the area that you're going to be searching for, you don't want to get that Pokemon to show up. We'll just grab a random one here. Get into the encounter. And it looks like Grubbin. You want to make sure that you have a team that has false swipe or hold back, so that you can knock the opposing Pokemon down to 1 HP so you can catch them easier. And this is also going to cause them to call for help. The other thing you want to make sure is that you have a team that has a lot of moves that have high amounts of PP on them, so that in some cases this will take many rounds of searching and killing Pokemon and getting them to call their ally to get that shiny. It's not guaranteed very quickly. I've gotten some in 30 to 40 encounters. I've spent 400 to 500 encounters getting some. So it varies. You're shiny hunting. You should be used to this type of thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use False Swipe on Grubbin. Knock him down to 1 HP. This is standard for catching Pokemon or catching shinies in any aspect. Now, typically, depending on the Pokemon, they may call for help once they're this low. If they don't call for help, this is where you use the Adrenaline Orb. So I'm going to use this Adrenaline Orb. Makes the wild Pokemon nervous. He's going to call for help, hopefully, the next round. It doesn't happen all the time, but it's more of a chance he's going to call for help. Now, if he doesn't call for help, this is where you can either switch out your Pokemon, hit him again with False Swipe. You don't want to kill him. You want to force him to call for help. But you need to waste the turn without killing him. I prefer to not use moves, so I'm not wasting the amount of my PP in there. Funny way to say it, but the other way of doing it is if you use another Adrenaline Orb. It'll say it has no effect, but it doesn't actually consume the Adrenaline Orb. This burns your turn. You're not wasting any moves. And you see Grubbin here called for help. Now there's a chance if he's going to have help show up or he's not going to have help show up. This time it showed up. What you're going to do is you're going to want to keep the false swiped Grubbin alive, and you're going to kill off the other one to force the low one to call for another helper. You're going to want to do this. I go in the range of 15 to 20 turns, because the opponent that you're facing, the wild Pokemon you're facing, also has a limited number of PP for their moves. So they'll start to run out and they'll start to struggle and they'll kill themselves. You don't want this to happen. So what I do is I'll switch back and forth every once in a while just to get a fresh wild Pokemon in there. So you see again, another Pokemon he called for another help. Now this is where, say this is 15 or 20 turns in, I'm going to use False Swipe on the other one. This is where I'm going to switch them. So now the one on the left is going to be the one that's going to be calling for help, and I'm going to kill the one on the right. So now the one on the left has fresh amounts of attacks that are available to him, that kind of thing. And you're just going to continue this for however long it takes. Like I said, it could take 30 to 40. It could take 500 to 600 turns. I've seen upwards of 1,000 on some of the streamers. But it is a way of getting your shiny Pokemon to show up. I don't have the shiny charm yet, so I don't know if that affects it. Once I have that, I'll have a better idea. But see, now the left Grubbin will call for help. A new one will show up on the right. It didn't appear this time, so now I have to burn a turn. So this is where I'm going to use the Adrenaline Orb again. Like I said, it doesn't consume it. I still have 10 in my thing. I used 1 at the beginning of the fight. I have 10 still in there. I've used technically 2 more to burn turns, it doesn't consume the items. You're not wasting items. A way to skip your turn is either switch the Pokemon out, heal, uh, cure any type of status, that kind of thing, or attack that doesn't kill the Pokemon that you're trying to get to call back in. And you're just going to repeat this until you get that shiny in there, and then false swipe that one down, kill off the other one, catch the shiny, and you should be good. So hopefully this was helpful to you. Hopefully it was informative. If you like this guide, check out my channel for more in the future. And like always, guys, good luck and have fun.